Hey, what's going on, everybody? Your friendly neighborhood cat person. It's UltimatDjz here with another teaching trick video. And apologies on this one being a little bit late. Normally, we release event guide on day 2. However, things changed a little bit, and we needed to see how things were going to evolve just a little bit to get a little bit better information, a little bit better idea about what was going on. Now we've got some more information, and we definitely want to share it with you. We've got some information that we feel like is super duper important for you to know, community. So strap in. We've got must-have information on the event guide and the event calendar. Let's get right into it. Before we start, please be sure to hit that subscribe button and click on the little bell so you know about when we do stuff in the future. Please be sure to share this with your teammates because, you know, knowledge is power. And click on that little thumbs up if you think we deserve it. Leave your comments in the section below, ask your questions, and we will be sure to get to those as we go along. Good evening, everybody, or good morning, or good afternoon, or wherever on this beautiful planet you are and whatever time it is that you're watching, because it's a video and you can watch anytime you want. Anyway, what's up? Welcome into the video. Let's get right into our gameplay. And the first thing that I want to show you here is where we usually start, is the event guide. Now, we are about 6 days in, okay? So we're a couple days in, not a big deal, but I do want to go ahead and go through this with you. Some of this stuff we have actually already seen, and some things we have not. So let's very quickly just breeze through this. All right, you got your core missions. That is in the event store. If you'll notice this particular time, you will see all 10 events. All right, or all 10 missions, rather, in one bundle. That's this one right here. It takes 10 of these Part 2 mission keys, which are available in the free track of your Battle Pass. So all the core missions, 1 through 10, pretty much happening in one go as soon as you get those 10 keys. You'll also notice that there was this particular event that was released very early in the arc. This is here if you haven't done it yet. It's a free claim, and Rewriting the Past Part 1. I haven't done it yet, as we will be doing our arc summary, our chapter 2 in review later on this month. So we'll talk about that. But those missions are there, and just in case you haven't seen it yet, which most people should have probably already claimed it, but over here in your Battle Pass, you will see the 10 keys right here on Milestone 6. So you'll have an opportunity to get those along with a couple of away teams assignment speed-ups. That's nice, but there are the keys to get to your mission. So we talked about that, and that is a part of the core mission, and I guess I should have shown you the actual event itself is right down here, Survival of the Fittest, requiring you to complete Mission 6 and Mission 10 to get the points necessary to get over here and get your dilithium and get your goodies, okay? That's where you can get your stuff. Now, going back over into the event calendar, let's go through some of the actual events now, okay? Make It So. We talked about this one. This was a day 1 event. Make It So was interesting, in which that it was a 72-hour meta event that was fed by 3 individual events called Rifts 1, 2, and 3. The first one was a solo leaderboard, 24 hours of grinding. The second one was a solo milestone, easy peasy. The third one was a 12-hour solo leaderboard. All right, a 12-hour solo leaderboard. However, this was not probably how it was originally intended. The 12-hour solo leaderboard on Rift 3 was so you could get your points in time to feed into the 72-hour meta. This has been changed for the June 18th run. So when this comes out again, you are going to have actually now a, what's 24 more hours? 96-hour meta. You're going to have 24-hour on Rift 1, 24 hours on Rift 2, 24 hours on Rift 3, and then you're going to have an additional 24 hours to claim all those points from Rifts 1, 2, and 3 into the Make It So. So the Make It So is actually going to end up being a 4-day meta, but it's only 3 days worth of events, and that gives you a full 24 hours to claim your points into the Make It So solo leaderboard, okay? So that is one change that we got coming on June 18th. Also, we've had a lot of fun with Who's That Officer, a fun, quirky little event with a little bit of trivia, a silhouette of an officer, and we've seen that twice already at the time that we tape this. You're going to see it again on the 23rd and the 27th. Very simple. 4 officer cards that will give you a little question, a little bit of a clue, and then you perform a task, and those are actually paying out decently well. Very little effort involved and a little bit of fun right there. Armada Resistance. This is one that we saw on day 1. This was basically basically upgrading the Armada Control Center or spending Armada directives. It was a very easy, simple Alliance milestone. However, some players were concerned that the Alliance milestone was completed before you ever got to contribute a point. No stress. Don't worry. All you have to do during the 72-hour event is do something. All right, contribute a point. Even if all the milestones are done, contribute a point. You'll get paid for all the milestones retroactively. All right, we've seen this one already. I don't know if it's going to come back. It's not in the calendar too, but that was your refractive beam projectile. It was a domination auction. Now, we've already seen 2 days of uncommon ticketed events. These are going to occur again on the 21st and the 22nd, and then again on the 26th and 27th. These uncommon ticketed events are, as we have always appreciated and expected, at least since they've been kind of redone with resources and materials. But one extra little goodie. There's 3 events. You are going to get 1 free ticket on this day, just as we always have. But the top milestone, issuing a single shard of either Epic Picard, Epic Data, or Epic Geordi, depending on the event that you choose, giving a little bit more importance to maybe spending a few extra tickets if you are chasing any one of these officers. Again, it's only 1 shard, but that's going to happen 6 days. So you've got an opportunity at 6 extra Epic shards right here with your normal uncommon ticketed events. Of course, you can buy more uncommon tickets in the store, and they will be sourcing 1, or rather 10, free uncommon tickets on each day of this. So there's 60 free with 6 days of events and a total of 18 possible events for you to play in. Now, we've already seen the Solo and Alliance leaderboard 1 time on the 12th and 13th. It's going to come back on the 17th and 18th, and a 3rd time on the 26th and 27th. We've seen this event, very simple, recruiting any officer shard and bonus points for using the new officers, Wesley Crusher and Picard. You also got a bonus, I think it was 1,000 points for promoting an officer. This event I actually found a little bit more difficult to compete in this time because the officer shards were actually reduced in value a little bit, putting a little bit more weight on Wesley Crusher and Picard, plus promoting your officers. But you're going to see this 2 more times. Now, at the time of taping, we are currently in Jean-Luc Picard auction right now. We're going to see that 1 more time. Feedback has been sent about the depth of the auction leaderboards, especially for the 36 plus players, but for 35 and down, you've got a very nice, full, healthy leaderboard all the way down to 30 spots, and I would recommend doing whatever you can to try to grab any of those shards that are possible. And as we discussed on the podcast even yesterday, we are seeing a little bit of movement in officer acquisition, at least for this arc. We see Jean-Luc Picard shards here. We see him in the uncommon tickets. We also see him in the event store, and I'm going to talk about that coming up in a moment with Picard Week, and we've got a special event store. So doing a little bit better with officer acquisition so far this arc, but we need to keep up the good pace. All right, keep that going. Picard Day is coming up here in just a day or 2, depending on when you watch this, and it looks like another scrambled communication style event, a series of riddles that may lead us to his location, decipher the clues, and complete the Picard Day task to score points. What those prizes will be, we do not yet know. Currently, this is interesting. We've got the Picard avatar running concurrently with the Picard auction. Now, this was a schedule change. This wasn't originally like this, but it even still is not scored by the same mechanic. Up here, you've got spending G3 or G4, right? Down here, it's a domination style auction for the Picard avatar, all right? So they are usually hand in hand, but they're not this time. They're on the same dates. However, domination here, G3 spend up here. All right. Now, this particular event, Follow the Leader, this is one that was actually postponed. It was already scheduled once, and it has been corrected in the news center now. We've got these new 40-plus Armada targets, but you don't have to stress about that if you can't do them. All you got to do is just do Federation, Klingon, and Romula Armada victories with your alliance to earn rewards. Keep in mind, the way that the news center reads, and we haven't yet seen this event, but it is faction armadas only. So the ones in like Nicosa and Azati, these are not going to count, at least the way that this event reads. So be careful. Be sure to read your event properly and read it carefully, because this indicates that faction armadas are the only ones that are going to score points, and you must actually defeat them in this alliance leaderboard. It's going to happen twice, starting on the 18th and then again on the 25th. Now, This was the date that it was originally scheduled to run, Armada Resistance, on the 11th. All right, this particular event was also scheduled to run on the 11th, and it was postponed. I can only assume that Armada Resistance is going to also be postponed for June 18th to match, right? And then June 25th to match this date. That's my assumption. Scopely has not confirmed yet, but we have not seen Armada Resistance. This was skipped on the 11th and was reportedly postponed. We just do not have a confirmation, but my guess is it's going to run on the 25th, along with the second instance of Follow the Leader. This is going to be by scoring damage to those faction armadas, and it is a solo milestone, so we expect that to be a relatively simple milestone there. However, you'll notice on the last day of the Follow the Leader event, in both cases of the Alliance leaderboard, you're also going to have a solo milestone for defeating rare armadas. So keep a hold of those rare directives for maybe the last day of the event. This is a 72-hour event starting on the 18th. See, sometimes they write their calendar weird. Starting on event day 18, event day 19, event day 20, 72 hours. So this is actually going to end on the 21st. This one's starting on the 20th and ending on the 21st, so these are going to overlap. Now, you are going to see that run twice. Then finally, for level 30 plus, you're also going to have a solo milestone on the very last day of Follow the Leader. All right, so on the 27th event day, not only are you going to have defeating faction armadas as an Alliance leaderboard, you're also likely to have the solo milestone for damage to uncommon. You're then going to have the solo milestone for defeating rare. Then you're going to have the solo milestone for defeating epic faction armadas. The 27th is going to be a very, very busy day. Be sure that you are ready to go and you got your armada wearing shoes on. For me, it's a beer hat. That's what I'm going to be wearing on the 27th. That's going to be a busy day for armadas. June 27th. Mark it down. Lastly, on June 20th. Oh, that was the Tactical Force. That's the epic one. We talked about that. Now, we had this event already. This ran one time. Put Up or Shut Up, Wesley, is a level 15 plus solo leaderboard. It was tightly bracketed. However, this was involving on a mechanic from last month, completing away teams assignments. Now, guys, this is really key. I'm going to talk about this for just a few seconds here. I plan on doing another video as we get closer to June 24th, but I do want to point out something amazing, and I hope that you haven't spent them yet, and I hope that you save them. Over here, if you purchase the Elite track of the Battle Pass, all right, that's either the $100 unlock or the $20 unlock. Down here on the bottom row of the Battle Pass, Milestone 8 contains 20 days of away teams assignment speed-ups. This is huge. Absolutely huge, all right? I cannot overstress this. If you have not claimed these yet, hang on to them until the next Wesley Crusher event, the next Put Up or Shut Up Wesley event. This is going to come in handy. I've got a strategy that I'm going to share with you in an upcoming video, but if you haven't already spent these, maybe consider hanging on to them for a splurge coming up in the next assignment event, which is coming up, what did it say? On the 24th, I do believe. Let's double check. Yes, right here on the 24th, it's a 48-hour. It lasts 2 days, the 24th, 25th, ending on the 26th, and those away teams assignment speed-ups are going to come in handy here. I will share a video on what I use to place second in that leaderboard coming up here very, very shortly. Now, this is interesting. We've got these three last events here, and I want to talk to you about these in a little bit more detail. These events are fantastic. Let's start with OEP, the Officer Exchange Program. Now, this is where I warned people, not only in the video during maintenance, but also in an earlier podcast, you must read. Please read. All right, these events, they are very detailed. They're very cerebral. We're going to get this 4 times, June 14th and 15th. We're going to get 2 individual solo milestones, and then again on the 26th and the 27th. Again, the 27th going to be a very, very busy day in the game. But you're going to get 4 total 24-hour solo milestones. On each of these 4 days, you are going to get 10 uncommon tickets. This is a ticketed event, folks. Officer Exchange is a ticketed event. It's going to run 4 times. They're going to give you 40 tickets, but it's also going to make available to you 12 total events on each day, a Klingon, a Romulan, and a Klingon. Let's take a look at it. Right here, the Officer Exchange Program. As you can see, I've only done 1 here so far today. I entered it, and I got good faction credits, equal amounts of all 3, plus this Epic Star token. We'll talk about that in a moment. But you can see over here in the Federation one, same thing. Faction credits, equal amounts, the star token at the top, all right? Same thing, it costs 10 tickets to enter. And same thing over here for the Romulan one, okay? All three the same points, same rewards. Introducing True Choice. However, here's what you have to be careful of. And guys, I've tested this a million ways from Sunday. I've done the event. You need to hear me. People say that the event's been written incorrectly. It is not. The following Klingon officers have been nominated for the Officer Exchange Program. Maral, Chang, and Kang. Deal damage to hostiles with the nominated Klingon officers as captain on a Federation or Romulan ship. Now, there's a couple of things wrong with this, all right? People are going to say, well, it's got a Klingon ship in the icon. All right, I get that. I understand. It's the Klingon Officer Exchange Program. So these guys, these are the Klingon officers, they're being farmed out to the Romulans or the Federation, all right? They're being given up by the Klingons to run on another ship. That's the point. Run it on a Federation or a Romulan ship. By the way, surveyors do not score points. Now, there's confusion about what that means, all right? Let's read this again carefully. Take a nominated captain, one of these three, put it as a captain on a Federation or Romulan ship. Surveyors not scoring points. This means, and this is factual, you will not score points by putting one of these three officers in the captain's chair of an Antares or a Valkyrie. All right? The surveyors will not score points if you are flying it. Okay? If you put these officers in the captain's chair on a Federation or Romulan warship, you will get the points even if you go kill surveys because you're dealing damage to hostiles. Any hostile, which means exchange, possibly. That means separatist bosses. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. That means faction traders. That means heavy traders, Sol traders, Kronos traders. That means armadas. You hear me? Deal damage to hostiles. Anything that's defined as a hostile in this game will work. You are not required to hit a faction-designated hostile, nor are you required to use a specific Federation or Romulan ship other than it must be a warship. Okay? Baby Jelly doesn't count. Black Jellyfish doesn't count. Franklin doesn't count, all right? It's got to be one of the actual faction ships. By the way, Hijacked doesn't count. Even though those may have used to have been faction ships, they are no longer. They actually belong to the Augment faction. All right, now a Mayflower totally counts. An Enterprise, absolutely, but not Hijacked, not any of the other event ships. The Discovery, for example, does not count. All right, Federation or Romulan warships if you're doing the Klingon event. This event required definite reading, and a lot of people got it twisted on the first time around, but I definitely still recommend that you do it. Why? Because the faction credit payouts are amazing, by the way. They do, in fact, equal, in some cases, 7% or higher of the required payout or the core pack, which is what we always talk about. If the event, it pays 7% of your core pack, then it's probably good. Not only that, but this was paying 7% across the board, so one may even argue, potentially, that it's actually paying 21%, because you got 7% here, 7% here, and 7% here. It's actually a good payout evenly across the board. But more importantly, this right here, the Epic Star Token. Well, DJ, what are you using that for? I'll tell you, and here's your breaking news from Scopely Live Ops. Check out your event store, okay? Now, there's two different things going on in the event store. Don't get them confused. Right here, Officer Exchange Reward, these three faction bundles, they're here for 14 days at the time of taping. They are not going away. It means it's going to stay here for this run of Officer Exchange and the following run here in a week or two, okay? The Officer Exchange will let you redeem these Epic Star Tokens for these officers. Nero, if you need him. 1 star token, getting you 2 shards. Okay, that's all right. You got Crass right here. 1 star token, getting you 2 shards. But here's my Huckleberry. 1 token, getting me 2 shards of an officer that was released just last month. Geordie LaForge. All right. And absolutely, I'm going to do this. All right. Now, you might say, well, golly, that's a great reward. I think I'm going to do all 12 events, right? I'm going to do, not 12. Yeah, 12. 4 days times 3 events. I'm going to do all 12 events. I'm going to get 12 of these tokens, and I'm going to come in here and get 24 Geordie shards. No. Here's your news so you can plan. It's not marked. This is limit 6 redemptions. Limit 6 redemptions, meaning you can get 12 Geordie shards, all right? But you can only use 6 of the tokens on Geordie. Now, if you do all 12 events, you're going to end up with 12 tokens, which means you're going to have to spend the other 6 on these other 2 officers that you may or may not be interested in. If you are like me, for example, and I've got Nero Max and I've got Crass Max, then I'm not interested in these 2. All right, I'm only interested in this one. Well, if I can only pull it 6 times, then out of these 12 events that are going to run, I am only going to do 6. Now, do keep in mind, they're giving me 4 for free. 4 for free, okay? Because each one of these days, right here, 4 days, June 14th, 15th, 26th, 27th, on each one of these days, they're giving you 10 free tickets. All right, so that means if I'm going to do 6 of them total over the 4 days, then I'm going to get 4 for free. I'm going to pay 20 tickets to do the other 2, and that's going to get me 12 Geordie shards. Folks, that is officer sourcing the way it should be. That is excellent. And 12 shards to participate in this easy, simple event for 20 tickets, basically, is what it's going to cost me. All right, 12 epic Geordie shards, totally worth it. The Officer Exchange Program, absolutely amazing event. I hope it sticks around for freaking ever. All right, this is great. I love it. Lastly, Friendly Fire. This is a level 26 solo leaderboard in which you will be engaging in PvP combat and destroying ships of the same faction. Meaning that if you're flying an Augur, you're going to have to kill other Romulans. If you're flying an Enterprise, you'll have to kill other Federation players. All right? You will not get points for killing cross-faction. This is a Friendly Fire event, meaning that you will only be killing ships of the same faction. All right? If you get killed by another faction ship, then no points for either of you. It's a waste, all right? At least in this one. But that is a 48-hour solo leaderboard. Coming up right after that, a 72-hour faction war solo milestone. Now, this is interesting to me. We don't often see solo milestones that last 72 hours, which tells me that likely these milestone points are going to be very high. That's my guess. 72 hours to do a solo milestone event indicates to me that we're going to have to break this up over a couple of days. And this is, again, where you are going to be fighting across different factions. In this case, you are going to fight an enemy faction. So if you're flying a Federation ship, you can only get points by killing Klingon or Romulan ships. All right. It is my understanding that in both Friendly Fire and Faction War, you are going to have the option as to which faction you enter. There may potentially be an opportunity for you to enter in more than one. That has not yet become apparent to us. We do not know yet. We'll find out with you on the 21st if I can enter one for Federation, Klingon, and Romulan. But we have been told that these, at least I think we've been told. I have to go back and check my notes. I don't remember. We briefly talked about these. They may require tickets and they may not. I have no idea. But whatever happens right here with these events, there are going to be multiple potential events run, and it may be so that you're limited to one. You'll have to check and see what your ships are and what your officers are and where you're going to be the most effective. You may be able to enter more than one. Again, we do not know. That at this time is unknown. Now, I do want to come back up here and talk about Picard Week just for a second. We talked about Picard Day on the 16th, but we also have Picard Week going on, where this is amazing. In your event store, you're getting something for absolutely nothing. This is where Scopely is actually saying, A, we are not proud of the artwork that we're releasing. B, we are going to give you some free stuff. And we're going to tell you all week long what it's going to be. Happy Picard Week, everybody. Log in daily to win great prizes. And those prizes are going to present in the form of 500 Picard coins each and every day. What do those Picard coins do? Well, first, I want to point out, you got faction credits here. Tomorrow, it's going to be Borg shards, then LaForge shards, then TOS shards. Well, Spock shards, actually. Then on Friday, we're going to get some projectiles. Saturday, Data. Sunday, Picard. Now, let's read this announcement that came into the Game Center very quickly. And it's right here. Log in each day from the 14th to the 20th to claim your Picard coins in the gift section. You can use these coins to redeem gifts in the event store. Please note, not all bundles will be available. We just saw the calendar. Those bundles are going to show up each day. A new bundle is going to unlock. We can choose to spend our coins each day, or we can wait until the last day to spend all of our coins on a single item. The choice is yours. Ladies and gentlemen, that means, okay, that means no cooldowns, no limits. Like this right here, these have a limit of 6 redemptions or 12 total shards. But over here, these have no limit, no cooldown. All right, so if I wanted to spend my 500 Picard coins on Klingon faction credits, I could, or I can save them, because tomorrow, well, today, depending on when you watch the video, these Borg officers are going to unlock. See, available in just 11 hours at the time of taping. All right, these are going to unlock all the way up to 10 of 10. All right, looky here, we got 5 of 10 in here. All right, by the way, it is our assumption, and we do not know, it is our assumption that 5 of 10 is also going to cost 500 Picard coins for one shard. Now, if you think about it, we're getting 7 days of Picard coins. That 500 a day, that's, again, the presumption, 500 a day, which means at the end of the week, I could get 7 5 of 10 shards. That might be really nice for some of you who are getting very close. Then over here, we come to Geordi shards, available 24 hours later after the Borg. All right, Geordi, that is our Wednesday gift. Here are the 2 Spocks, our Thursday gift. Again, presumably, shards going to be, at least for TOS, probably 500 per shard. We don't know about the older Spock. All right, our Friday gift, projectiles. Okay, projectile shards, epic projectile shards, and then even the new Plasma Blast that was released last month. Then our Saturday gift, Data shards, and our Sunday gift, Picard shards. And we have confirmed that Data and Picard also, 1 shard equals 500 Picard coins. So you could get 7 Picard shards, 7 Data shards, 7 Geordi shards, 7 TOS Spock shards, 7 5 of 10 shards. 7 shards, absolutely free to celebrate Picard Week. All you got to do is log in, claim your prize. And you can wait. All right, you can wait till the very end. These are not expiring. Check, the expiration date on every single one of these bundles is the same. So you can buy faction credits today, or you can save them up, and you can spend them on Picard over here, or Data, or Geordi, or 5 of 10, or whatever you want. This is the most beautiful piece, the beautiful style of event store I've ever seen. Free currency to spend on whatever we want. And this is not a bad event store. It's got multiple epics. It's got faction credits, but I don't know why you'd do that. And it's got new epic officers. And even though it's only 7 shards, it's 7 more than you had. Ladies and gentlemen, that is your Picard Week event store, and it is looking good. I like it. Look at my miner floating in space. Just sitting around doing absolutely nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, that is our event guide for TNG Arc 2. What do you think? Leave your comments in the section below the video. I would love to know what you think. I'd love to be able to answer your questions. Please do provide them to me. Also, please be sure to hit that subscribe button, click the bell, smash that thumbs up, share with your team, and be sure to tell everyone about how awesome it is to see a cat drinking beer on YouTube. Meow. It's your friendly neighborhood cat person. My name is UltimatDjz. This is Teaching Trek with your TNG Arc 2 event guide. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Love you, mean it. Meow.